did you find out that you were the valedictorian?
I think we found out about a month ago.
Mhm. Now, you two were friends since Rosemary Middle School. Did you both know you were like one and two and competing for it?
Yeah, whenever we first came, we actually danced together, so we were really close, and it kind of came like a competition. We worked together, we were always together, and I think we kind of pushed each other, and it worked out for the
Yeah, I was
best.
gonna say it's always been like friendly competition. It's never been like, oh, I want to take her spot or I don't want her to get to do better. We've just like we help each other on tests because we take a lot of the same classes, and we make it like a team effort, which is nice because it takes a lot of the pressure off.
Well, you talked about the sort of the differences between Mount Pleasant and Andrews. What you think is better education-wise?
Well, I think they're two completely different um, things. When I was in Mount Pleasant, we had a lot more kids in a classroom, and we were just given more opportunities. Like we had laptops, our own laptops, we had our own iPads, and we went to more field trips just because there were more resources around us. But I think personally, I would choose to live in Andrews, and I would choose to get an education here just because of how hands-on and um, how strong our relationships are. I feel like my relationships with my teachers here are a lot stronger than they were at Mount Pleasant, and it allows me to feel more comfortable in the classroom and learn more comfortably, and I'm able to interact with my teachers and my fellow classmates a lot easier.
Well, now you led to the next question, and that is over the years, whether it was here or in Mount Pleasant, teachers that inspired you and made you who you are today?
Um, Probably, I think for the both of us, we'd say that Miss Peace is probably one of our greatest influences. She was our teacher cadet teacher, and she was actually our teacher this year. And just her passion about teaching and how she talks about her job and how she talks about how she cares about the students and what's going on in the world is really, um, she's very passionate about it, and it's very impressive.
Cool. Now, what made you want to go to the Citadel?
Well, my dad and my granddad are actually both alumni, and I applied just because of my father, and I wanted to please him. But I got invited to go to a pre-knob scholars visit, and that's when I actually like fell in love with the campus. And just seeing kind of the lifestyle and how it was a challenge was really attracting to me. And also, I am planning to hopefully go into like national level law enforcement. So that school kind of is perfect for that career choice.
So, national law enforcement. What do you mean, FBI?
Hmm.
Yeah, what's got you interested in that?
Well, it's actually kind of goofy, but I actually started watching like Criminal Minds and NCIS and Hawaii Five-0 and shows like that about a year and a half ago, and it just like immediately attracted me, and I was very interested in the entire idea of like criminology and the mindset of criminals. And I went to a police camp at the Georgetown Sheriff's Office, and I was actually able to go through criminal investigations and learn about every aspect of their sheriff's office, and it was very interesting, and that's kind of when it sealed the deal that that's what I wanted to do.
Now, if you could look into the future, if you had a crystal ball, look 15 years from now, what would your life be like?
I mean, if I could have it perfect, I'd probably be in New York working at the New York Bureau, just being, I don't know, saving and helping the community around me.
Now, you're not going to be too far away. You know, Citadel's not that far, but what you going to miss most about Andrews once you leave here?
I'm probably gonna miss my friends and the teaching staff here. I feel like we have really good relationships here. I'm able to walk down the hallway and know everybody's name, and I can tell immediately if something's wrong with someone. And I think that's really special that we have a special place here in this school, and that's probably what I'll miss most.
And if you could offer some advice to a middle schooler, a ninth grader, whatever, that is looking at you and saying, man, I'd love to be valedictorian one day, what would your advice be?
I would probably say to take advantage of everything that you have. There's a million opportunities out there, and there's a million things that you can take control of, and grab those opportunities and strive with them, because you never know what'll happen if you don't.
And
Columbia.
what you gonna major in?
Right now, my major is psychology, but once I get there, I'm going to switch to counselor ed. I want to do like behavioral therapy for kids in hopefully the elementary schools, but like out of fallen homes and with psychological issues and stuff.
Oh, no, that's cool. What got you interested in that? Is it anything
I
that you
don't
see
know.
around
I
here
think,
that got you interested, or?
well, I had always had a really big interest in like figuring out why we are the way we are and understanding like what motivates us to be the way we want to be. And I went to a psychologist whenever my parents got divorced like 10 years ago, and so she was really, really awesome. But when I moved here, I took a psychology class in high school, and so then I liked it a lot, and I took one at Tech the year after that, and I was like, well, I really like it again. So last summer, I did some work with the psychologist at Terra Hall, a home for boys here, and her name's Stephanie Murray, and she was like amazing, and so that's what made me decide like this is for me.
So where do you see, I mean, 10, 15 years from now using this, where do you see yourself?
I think I'll probably stay probably in South Carolina. If not in South Carolina, then one of like the southern states for sure. But hopefully married, I don't know, and working in an elementary school or at any level of school really, but with kids from different style homes that maybe don't really have their person. The kids here, I don't know, I do a lot of work with my church, and I feel like we focus a lot on like mission work. And lots of times you think mission work has to be like overseas, like you have to go to some foreign country and go on a mission trip and do all this mission work in other countries. But sometimes the kids who need our love and support the most are like right under our noses, and we overlook it because we think it's not a big deal. And like when you help the kids here, it's not like, oh wow, that's awesome mission work, but really mission work is right here. And so I think it would be really cool to work in mission work all the time.
I mean, how big of a role is God and faith in your life?
I think he's the biggest role. I definitely have always had like a strong connection with God, but in high school for sure, that's been like my biggest priority. So that's why like going to USC, a lot of people will ask me like, what are your plans after college or all this stuff? And I know an eventual goal, like I know a general direction, but right now I just know that's the right step because I know that's where God's leading me. So that's the first step to take.
And for you, what are the who are the some of the teachers that inspired you over the years?
Oh my gosh, there's too many to count. I think I love every single one of my teachers, but I would probably say Miss Lynch has been my art teacher for 4 years, and I love her. Miss Peace, like Alyssa said, was our teacher cadet teacher, and she was awesome. In middle school, I had Miss Brittany Carter for chorus for 3 years, and she is to this day one of my favorite people. There have been so many.
What are you going to miss most about Andrews, either the town or the school?
I'll definitely miss the school, but I think I'll miss the way everything, like regardless of school or community, it just feels like family. Like when you come in the door in the mornings, like Miss Odom is always smiling and she starts your day off just right. And just like Alyssa said, everybody knows everybody. So it's the best feeling to be able to walk around, and like when you walk into Antonio's at night or like into Newton's in the morning to eat breakfast, it really feels like you're sitting down to eat with extended family because everybody knows who you are and who your people are, and they are so excited to see you thrive.
A child that's in middle school, maybe just starting high school, that says, man, I'd love to be Val or Sal one day. What's your advice?
I think I would probably say to not be afraid to put in the hard work while you can, because I think being like valedictorian or salutatorian is not necessarily an end goal. Like I never thought, like when I was 7 years old, I didn't say, man, I'm going to work hard so I can be salutatorian one day. But I think constant improvement should be your goal. Like if you are always being the best that you can be and constantly like what you wake up in the morning and you decide today's going to be a good day and I'm going to be better, then improvement is the goal. And whether that puts you in the top 20 or the top 10 or the top 2, you will always be at your top game because you were trying to be better.